Hey, I'm here in the Tercero, DC, and it's the middle of the summer here in the United States, which means a lot of students are going to their college orientations all around the country, including here at UC Davis. So I want to take this time to talk about my takeaways at my college orientation and kind of what I felt was great about it. So the first takeaway I had when I was at my college orientation was that I met a lot of new people and I actually kept in contact with a lot of them, and it made the transition into freshman year of college a lot easier, especially that first week of freshman year of college. When you're on campus for the first time as a freshman and you don't know a lot of people, it can be scary to make friends right away. And I actually had made some friends during my college orientation, and because they were in the same college as me, you know, it was easy to talk to them, and we shared some classes that were the same. I was a computer science and engineering major at the time, so I met some other computer science majors, and it was really nice to be able to share those classes together and go to those classes and sit with those people. That way you weren't the only person there and struggling to make friends right away. So I would definitely encourage you, if you're at your orientation, to, you know, try to be that social butterfly and, you know, make some new friends while you're at orientation, because honestly, you might be able to keep those throughout your college experience. From my college orientation was that I was alone away from my parents. Even though it was only like 2 days, I wasn't with my parents, and it was new and it was exciting. And honestly, it was a wake-up call for me that this is what college was going to be like. You know, it was like dipping your toe in the water. All of a sudden I kind of realized, you know, college is going to be like this, where I won't see my parents all the time, and they won't be there to be doing all the things that they've been doing my past 18 years of my life. You know, getting up and making sure my alarm clock's going off and making sure I get out of bed and get to breakfast on time for orientation and getting to my orientation sessions. And knowing what orientation sessions I was needed to go to was increasingly important for me to understand that I had to be self-sufficient, and that, you know, my parents weren't there to parent me at that point. So, you know, while you're at orientation, if you're separated from your parents, like a lot of orientationists do it, you know, take that time to realize this is what your life's going to be for the next 4 years and onwards, that you're going to have to be self-sufficient. My third takeaway that I got from my college orientation was how important it was to get talking with your major advisors. At UC Davis, we have major advisors who are staff members that help you keep on track with your major and also help guide you in the right path for that major. Computer science, there's a really rigorous class schedule that you have to kind of adhere to. And I was questioning which classes I want to take when and which professors, and it was really helpful to get a major advisor's opinion about these things, so you're not just making these things up on your own. They helped me draw out a 2-year plan, so I saw which classes I would have to take and where I had gaps in those schedules to take GEs and other classes that were less focused on my degree, but more focused on general education and just kind of fun. They're also really helpful if you need any help in like changing your majors, or you have questions about your major, or even internships, or, you know, what direction you want to take your major in. For me, one of the largest takeaways I got from orientation was that everyone was very serious and almost seemed nervous, which is normal, I think. You know, college is scary, it's new, it's different. But when we had chances to ask questions to either orientation leaders or to staff members or faculty, people asked questions that felt more bland and less helpful to you as a student going to your college. But I'm not saying that any question isn't important. I think it is incredibly important to ask questions. But one of the things that I found was that asking questions about community and the culture and, you know, things that were more lighthearted actually came off as better well received and opened the discussion to more questions like that. One of the first questions I asked was, where's the best place to get boba in Davis? And most people laughed at me kind of when I asked, because like, okay, who asked that at a college orientation? But genuinely, I was curious. I was coming from the Bay Area, where I knew all the top boba places and where I would go normally, and here I am coming into Davis and I want my fix of boba, but I don't know where the heck I'm gonna go. And the orientation leaders, you know, they answered where they felt were the best, and for them it was Mandro or Lazy Cow. It also spiraled into people asking, you know, where's the best place to just go hang out on the weekend? Where can I go to like have a quiet study session? Where can I go to get a really yummy bite to eat for cheap? And I think those questions are just as important as the more academic and serious questions. So ask a mixture of both perhaps, but don't let orientation be super serious the whole time. Have some lightheartedness to it, have some fun. I think my fifth takeaway about orientation, and it's going to sound really cliche, but you can only get as much as you put in. And for me, I put in about 75% and I kind of laid back 25% thinking that it was going to be boring and dull, which I was wrong. And it kind of reflected my experience where I would say that, you know, for most of the time I was there, I had a really great time in orientation. I learned a lot and it was a great experience. And I think that for part of that time, I was bored and I didn't find it that interesting. I thought that I was sitting in discussions that weren't needed by me. They might be needed by other students, but for me, I felt like they were repeats of things I had heard in high school. I would definitely suggest, you know, put in the amount of effort into orientation as you'd like out, and it's really going to help if you make a group of friends or even just one friend. Or if you are coming with friends, that's great too. Just someone that you can, you know, talk about things with and have those discussions while you're at orientation and not just kind of feel like you're there on your own. Sorry for the lack of videos over the last few weeks. I recently adopted kittens and they've been taking up a lot of my time, and then I got sick. So I was out for about a week there, wasn't really able to do anything. I've actually recorded this video right now. This is the third time I've tried it, and I'm actually, I think, happy with this version. The last two, I either looked or sounded dead. Glad to finally have made a video about orientation. If you're coming on your orientation to UC Davis in the next few weeks and you want to either get together to talk about college or want to ask questions, let me know. I'd be more than willing to do that. And of course, feel free to leave questions down in the comments below. I will answer as many as I can, as always. There kind of will be a new schedule to this channel over the next couple of weeks that I'm going to slowly integrate. Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be primarily for college videos, so if you have ideas for college videos that you want me to make, also leave those in the comment. I will try to make as many of those as I can. And then Tuesday, Thursdays will be for secondary content. You know, these are going to be things like vlogs, maybe stuff with the kittens, and seasonal cinematics. And then Saturdays, I'm bringing back weekly couch potatoes, and by weekly, I actually mean it. So come check out the channel on Saturdays to see a discussion on my couch, maybe with the kittens, and who knows what else. If you have other ideas about content that you want me to create, let me know. I will see what I can do. And as always, don't forget to be awesome.